Have you ever looked at the world and felt a quiet trembling inside your chest? One place faces storms and floods. Another faces sickness and fear. Somewhere else, a sudden accident changes a family forever. And even if you are safe in your room, your mind can still feel unsafe because the world feels unstable. In times like this, many people ask the same question, even if they do not say it out loud. Why do some people seem to pass through chaos with fewer wounds, while others are crushed by a small wave? Why do some homes keep their light on, even when the wind is strong? Why do some hearts stay clear, even when the news is dark? Is it luck? Is it money? Is it intelligence? Is it connections? Or is there something else? Something invisible, something quietly supporting a person when they are weakest? Tonight, in the spirit of the Buddha, we will speak about that invisible support. We will speak about merit, about wholesome karma, about the quiet protection of a life lived with goodness. Not as superstition, not as fortune-telling, not as a promise that nothing bad will happen to you, but as dharma, as cause and effect, as the law that a kind mind creates kind conditions, and an unwholesome mind creates suffering sooner or later. And we will speak about how to preserve merit in difficult times, how to stop wasting it, how to build it, how to turn merit into an inner armor that protects your mind and guides your steps, even when the world feels uncertain. Welcome, dear friends, to Buddha, Peaceful Mind. If you are listening right now because you feel anxious about the world, or about your family, or about the future, please know this: you are not weak. You are awake. Only an awake heart feels the trembling of impermanence. If these teachings bring you calm, you are warmly invited to like the video and subscribe to Buddha Peaceful Mind, so this gentle Dharma can continue reaching those who need a lamp in the storm. Now let us begin with a clear foundation. In Buddhism, there is a word often translated as merit, punna. Merit is the goodness we plant through wholesome intention. It is the bright karma created by generosity, ethical living, and cultivation of the mind. Merit is not a magic shield sent by the sky. Merit is not a bribe you give to the universe. Merit is not a guarantee that you will never face loss. Merit is a cause that brings supportive conditions. When merit is strong, your mind becomes steadier, your relationships become safer, your choices become wiser, your surroundings become more supportive. Even in hardship, you may find help appearing at the right time. Even in danger, you may respond more calmly, more skillfully, and suffer less than you would have without that inner foundation. This is why merit can feel like protection, not because it stops all storms, but because it helps you stand when the storm comes. The Buddha taught that life is impermanent. Everything changes. Bodies change, wealth changes, health changes, fame changes, relationships change, even nations change. So the Buddha did not offer an illusion of permanent safety. He offered something deeper, a path to reduce suffering no matter what changes. And merit is part of that path. Now, let us correct a misunderstanding. Sometimes people speak about merit like a bank account. They say, if you do bad things, you spend merit, and if you do good things, you deposit merit. This image is helpful, but it can become simplistic. So let us refine it with Buddhist clarity. Merit is not a fixed number, it is a living field. Each action is a seed. Each intention is a seed. Each speech is a seed. Each thought you feed is a seed. When you plant wholesome seeds, you grow a wholesome field. When you plant unwholesome seeds, you grow thorns. A field with many wholesome seeds becomes a refuge. A field with many thorns becomes suffering. So merit is not only something you have, merit is something you become. A person becomes generous. A person becomes honest. A person becomes gentle. A person becomes mindful. And when you become these things, life changes around you, because your actions change the conditions of your world. This is the Buddha's realism. No superstition, just cause and effect. Now, in chaotic times, many people discover something painful. Money cannot buy inner peace. Intelligence cannot prevent every tragedy. Relationships cannot protect you from every wave. You can have money and still be afraid. You can have intelligence and still be overwhelmed. You can have connections and still feel alone. So what does protect a person? In Buddhism, there are two wings that carry a person across the river of suffering. One wing is merit, wholesome karma, goodness. The other wing is wisdom, clear seeing. With only merit, you may do good, but still cling, still fear, still suffer. With only wisdom, you may understand life, but lack the supportive conditions to practice deeply. When merit and wisdom grow together, life becomes strong and balanced. So if you want true protection, do not chase only luck. Grow merit, grow wisdom. Now, let us speak about why chaos feels so frightening. Because it reminds us of a truth we often avoid. We do not control everything. We can plan, we can work, we can prepare, we can protect, and we should. But we cannot control everything. The Buddha called this reality. Not to make us hopeless, but to make us wise. Because when you stop demanding control, your mind becomes softer. When your mind becomes softer, it becomes clearer. And a clear mind suffers less. In times of turmoil, the most important protection is not physical only, it is mental. Because the mind decides how you respond. The mind decides whether fear becomes panic. The mind decides whether pain becomes hatred. The mind decides whether uncertainty becomes wisdom or obsession. So the true armor begins inside. Merit is that armor. Wisdom is that armor. Mindfulness is that armor. Now let us make this teaching vivid with a story from Buddhist tradition. There is a well-known story of a poor woman who offered a lamp. In a great gathering, many wealthy people came to honor the Buddha. They offered large lamps, large amounts of oil. Their lamps were beautiful and bright. A very poor woman came. She had almost nothing, but her heart was sincere. She used her last coins to buy a small amount of oil, and she offered one small lamp. That night, wind and rain came. Many lamps went out, but the poor woman's lamp stayed lit. The deeper meaning is not that the lamp was magically protected. The meaning is that sincerity creates a different kind of strength. A pure heart creates merit that is stable. A proud heart creates merit that is shaky. The Buddha praised intention, because intention is karma. This story teaches a gentle truth. Merit is not about the size of your offering. It is about the purity of your heart. Now, let us bring this into modern life. Many people think merit means big charity, big donations, big public goodness. But the Buddha taught that small goodness done daily is powerful. A kind word, a patient response, a truthful sentence, a moment of restraint, a small act of help, a quiet gift given without needing praise. These are seeds of merit. And in times of turmoil, these seeds become support. Now let us explore what it really means to keep merit in difficult times. It means you stop leaking goodness through unwholesome habits. It means you stop burning your own mind with anger. It means you stop poisoning your relationships with harsh speech. It means you stop feeding greed and comparison. It means you stop living carelessly. And it means you begin to cultivate the three great trainings the Buddha taught: generosity, ethical discipline, mental cultivation, dana, sila, bhavana. These three build merit. These three protect the mind. These three create the inner armor that remains when outer conditions change. Let us go through them slowly, because this is where the Dharma becomes practical. First, generosity. Many people think generosity is only giving money, but generosity is bigger than money. You can give your time. You can give your attention. You can give your patience. You can give your forgiveness. You can give your knowledge. You can give your presence. You can give your kindness. Generosity breaks the extreme of greed. Greed is a fire that never feels full. Generosity is water that cools the fire. When the mind becomes generous, it becomes spacious. When the mind becomes spacious, fear decreases. Because fear is often born from scarcity. Scarcity of love, scarcity of safety, scarcity of worth. When you give, your mind learns abundance. This is not a poetic idea. It is a psychological truth. A generous mind feels richer than a greedy mind. And in Buddhism, a rich mind is protected because it does not collapse easily. Now, a small story from daily life. A man named Jaya lived through a difficult time. Business was unstable. News was frightening. He felt anxious. One day, he met an elderly neighbor who lived alone. The neighbor looked tired. Jaya brought the neighbor a warm meal. Just a simple act, not a big donation, just kindness. That night, something changed. Jaya's fear decreased. Not because the world improved, but because his heart expanded. He remembered that he is not powerless. He can still plant good causes. This is the secret power of merit. Merit returns your sense of dignity. Now the second training, ethical discipline. In Buddhism, ethical discipline is not about being perfect. It is about being safe. Safe for yourself and safe for others. The Buddha offered precepts as protection, not commandments from a god, protection from suffering. The 5 precepts are simple and deep. Avoid killing, avoid stealing, avoid sexual misconduct, avoid false speech, avoid intoxicants that cloud the mind. These are not meant to make you holy. They are meant to make you free. Because harm creates fear, and fear creates suffering. If you harm others, your mind cannot rest. If you lie, your mind cannot rest. If you steal, your mind cannot rest. If you intoxicate, your mindfulness becomes weak and your life becomes reckless. So ethical discipline is the foundation of a peaceful mind. In chaotic times, this matters even more. Because when the world is unstable, you need inner stability, and ethical discipline creates that stability. Now, a story. A young man once asked a teacher, "What is the fastest way to protect my life?" The teacher did not say, "Buy more security." He said, "Protect your conduct." Because the greatest danger often comes from our own unwholesome actions. When you keep precepts, you avoid many disasters you would have created yourself. You avoid fights caused by harsh words. You avoid accidents caused by intoxication. You avoid legal trouble caused by dishonesty. You avoid broken families caused by misconduct. This is not superstition. It is cause and effect. So in a sense, ethical discipline is an invisible armor. It prevents many arrows before they fly. Now the third training, mental cultivation. This is where merit becomes wisdom. Mental cultivation includes mindfulness, meditation, loving kindness, compassion, right understanding. In chaotic times, mental cultivation is essential because the world may not calm down, but your mind can. The Buddha taught breath meditation as a simple refuge. Feel the inhale. Feel the exhale. Return. Again and again. Each return is merit. Each return is wisdom. Because each return weakens the habit of panic. Now, the Buddha also taught loving kindness meditation. Metta. In times of turmoil, people become harsh. They become fearful. They become suspicious. They become divided. Metta protects you from becoming that. Metta keeps the heart human. So when the world feels cold, practice warmth. Not naive warmth, wise warmth. Now, let us pause and bring all three together. Generosity makes the heart wide. Ethical discipline makes the heart safe. Mental cultivation makes the heart clear. Wide, safe, clear. This is the inner armor. Now, we should speak honestly. Merit does not mean bad things will never happen. A person can have merit and still get sick. A person can have merit and still lose someone they love. A person can have merit and still face disaster. So what does merit do? Merit changes the quality of suffering. It may reduce severity. It may bring help. It may bring opportunities to recover. It may protect the mind from collapsing. It may protect relationships so you are not alone. It may give you patience and clarity in crisis. It may help you respond skillfully so you do not create more suffering. In Buddhism, this is a profound truth. Even when you cannot control the first arrow, you can remove the second arrow. The first arrow is the pain life brings. The second arrow is the pain we add through panic, hatred, despair, and endless thinking. Merit and wisdom remove the second arrow. So you may still face pain, but you suffer less. This is protection. Now we will go deeper into one of the most important questions people have. If merit is real, why do good people sometimes suffer? The Buddha answered this with compassion and clarity. Karma is complex. Many causes ripen together. Past causes and present causes mix. Some results come quickly. Some results come slowly. We cannot look at one event and declare the entire story of a person's karma. So the Buddha did not teach us to judge others. He taught us to practice ourselves. If you see someone suffering, do not say, "They deserve it." Say, "May I help if I can." This is the heart of Dharma. And if you suffer, do not say, I am cursed. Say, this is a moment of pain, and I can plant new causes now. This is empowerment, not superstition. Now, let us talk about the image of merit as an invisible armor again, but in a more precise way. An armor does not make you immortal. An armor reduces injury. An armor buys time. An armor gives you a chance to respond. Merit does this for your mind. When fear comes, merit gives you the habit of breathing. When conflict comes, merit gives you the habit of kindness. When temptation comes, merit gives you the habit of restraint. When loss comes, merit gives you the habit of acceptance. When anger comes, merit gives you the habit of patience. So merit is not a charm, it is training. And training becomes protection. Now let us explore where merit leaks in daily life, because the leaks are often small but constant. The first leak is anger. Anger is one of the fastest ways to burn your blessings. Not because a God punishes you, but because anger is fire. Fire burns the hand that holds it. When you are angry, you speak harshly. When you speak harshly, relationships break. When relationships break, life becomes lonely and unstable. Anger also clouds wisdom. It makes you impulsive. It makes you reckless. It makes you create mistakes that cost you later. So in chaotic times, anger is a luxury you cannot afford. Not because you must suppress it, but because you must transform it. The Buddha taught to see anger as suffering. Anger is pain wearing armor. So when anger rises, do not worship it. Do not identify with it. Observe it. Where is it in the body? Heat in the chest. Tension in the jaw. Fast breath. Then return to the breath. Even one breath can save you from planting heavy karma. Now, the second leak is harmful speech. Speech is karma. Speech is a seed. In Buddhism, right speech is part of the Noble Eightfold Path. Speech that is truthful. Speech that is harmonious. Speech that is gentle. Speech that is meaningful and timely. In chaotic times, people spread rumors. They spread fear. They spread blame. They spread division. So practicing right speech is a major way to keep merit. Before speaking, ask 4 gates. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it beneficial? Is it the right time? If not, do not speak. If you practice this, you protect your karma. You protect your relationships. You protect your mind. Now, the third leak is judgment without compassion. Judgment is often pride disguised as morality. We look at others and think we are above. But pride is also a defilement. It creates separation. It creates coldness. The Buddha taught compassion and humility. Compassion does not mean agreeing with everything. It means understanding suffering. So when you see someone acting badly, you can say, "This is suffering. This is ignorance. May they learn, and may I not become arrogant." This keeps your heart clean. Now, the fourth leak is carelessness and intoxication. The Buddha warned against intoxicants because they cloud mindfulness. A clouded mind makes mistakes. A clouded mind harms. A clouded mind wastes life. In chaotic times, many people escape through intoxication. They think it is relief, but it is a loan with high interest. The interest is regret. The interest is health damage. The interest is broken relationships. So keeping the precept of clear mind is a major protection. Now the fifth leak is obsession with image. When the world is unstable, some people cling harder to appearance. They want to appear successful. They want to appear strong. They want to appear untouched. But this creates suffering because it is based on fear. The Buddha taught simplicity, not because beauty is evil, but because obsession is suffering. So in turmoil, return to what matters: the heart, the mind, the conduct. Now, after naming leaks, let us build the armor with 5 pillars. These pillars are practical, and they work in any culture. Keep precepts. Practice generosity. Train speech. Cultivate the mind. Live simply with gratitude. We will walk through each pillar with stories. Keep precepts. In chaos, the temptation to break precepts increases. People lie to protect themselves. People steal out of fear. People harm out of anger. People intoxicate to escape. But breaking precepts creates more suffering. So keeping precepts in chaos is like keeping your boat intact during a storm. You do not punch holes in your own boat. Practice generosity. Generosity creates goodwill. Goodwill becomes support. Support becomes protection. Train speech. Speech can save lives. Speech can also destroy lives. So in chaos, speak less. Speak truer. Speak kinder. Cultivate the mind. Without a trained mind, even small problems become disasters. With a trained mind, even big problems become manageable. So practice breath, metta, and wise reflection. Live simply with gratitude. Simplicity reduces cravings. Cravings are fuel for fear. When you live simply, you need less. When you need less, you fear less. When you fear less, you are freer. Now, let us tell a story about simplicity. 2 families lived through an unstable time. One family lived with constant consumption. They spent heavily. They chased image. They had debt and stress. When a difficult time came, they panicked because their life was built on fragile conditions. Another family lived simply. They saved. They shared. They were content. When a difficult time came, they were steadier. Not because they were lucky, but because they were prepared through moderation. This is wisdom. This is merit. Now, let us speak about merit and community, because this is often overlooked. In Buddhism, the Sangha, the community, is a refuge. In chaotic times, isolated people suffer more, not because they are weak, but because humans are social beings. Merit builds community, because merit creates trust. Trust creates support. Support creates resilience. So part of preserving merit is preserving relationships. How? Speak kindly. Keep your word. Do not gossip. Do not manipulate. Do not use people. Help when you can. Ask for help when needed without shame. This builds a web of merit. Now, a story. A man lived independently and proudly. He never asked for help. He looked down on community. He thought he was strong alone. Then a crisis came. He became sick. He had no support. He suffered deeply. Later, he realized that pride was a leak of merit. It cut him off from people. He began to practice humility. He joined a community. He offered help. He received help. His life became safer. This is how merit becomes social protection. Now, let us go deeper into the 3 trainings again, because they are the heart of the Buddha's method. Generosity, ethical discipline, and mental cultivation are not separate. They support each other. If you practice generosity without discipline, you may give, but you may also harm elsewhere. If you practice discipline without mental cultivation, you may become rigid and proud. If you practice meditation without discipline, the mind remains disturbed by regret. So the Buddha's path is complete. Now, let us bring in a story about this completeness. Anathapindika was a wealthy lay follower who supported the Buddha and the Sangha. He was generous, famous for giving. But he also practiced precepts. He was honest, he was ethical, and he also practiced listening to Dharma, cultivating his mind. Later, he faced difficulties. He lost wealth. He became ill. And yet his mind remained dignified, because his refuge was not money. It was virtue and wisdom. This story teaches a key point. Merit is not only what you give, it is how you live. Now let us speak about another form of merit that many people miss. The merit of forgiveness. Forgiveness in Buddhism is not forgetting. It is releasing poison. Hatred is a heavy stone. When you carry it, you sink. Forgiveness is putting down the stone. Not because the other person deserves it, because you deserve peace. Forgiveness can coexist with boundaries. You can forgive and still leave. You can forgive and still say no. You can forgive and still protect yourself. This is wise compassion. Now a story. A woman was betrayed by a friend. She felt rage. She wanted revenge. Her sleep disappeared. A teacher said, "Justice and hatred are not the same. You can protect yourself and still release hatred. Hatred is not required for strength." The woman took practical steps. She ended contact. She protected her finances. She told the truth calmly when needed. And inside, she practiced releasing the fire. Each time the revenge fantasy arose, she breathed and said, "I will not carry fire." Slowly, she became free. Her life turned, not because the friend changed, but because her mind changed. This is the merit of forgiveness. Now, another subtle merit is the merit of patience. Patience is not weakness. Patience is strength. In chaotic times, impatience makes people reckless. It makes them chase quick solutions. It makes them fall into scams. It makes them ruin relationships. Patience allows wisdom to appear. The Buddha praised patience because it protects your karma. Now a story. A man was desperate for quick money. He almost joined a dishonest scheme, but he paused. He practiced patience. He waited. He asked wise people. The scheme collapsed. He was protected. Patience was his armor. Now, another subtle merit is the merit of humility. Humility is the opposite of pride. Pride makes you careless. Humility makes you careful. In turbulent times, humility keeps you learning. It keeps you listening. It keeps you adapting. Now, the Buddha taught that true power is mastery of mind, not domination of others. So if you want protection, cultivate humility. Now, let us speak about the digital world, because in modern times, much karma is created online. Online speech is still speech. Typing is still intention. Sharing is still karma. In times of turmoil, people share panic. They share rumors. They share hatred. They share division. This is karma. So a modern practice of preserving merit is digital right speech. Before you share, ask, is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Is it timely? If you cannot answer yes, do not share. This practice can protect many minds. Now, a story. During a crisis, a rumor spread online that created panic. People rushed, fought, harmed each other. One person chose to pause. They verified information. They shared calm guidance instead of panic. Their calm post helped many people, not because it went viral, but because it reduced suffering. This is merit in the digital world. Now we will speak about merit and fear again, because fear is the biggest enemy in turbulent times. Fear is natural. Fear is human. The Buddha did not shame fear. He taught us to see fear. Fear often hides craving. Craving for certainty. Craving for control. Craving for safety. So when fear arises, ask, what am I clinging to? Then breathe. Then return to what you can control. Your intention, your speech, your actions, your attention. This is the turning point from panic to wisdom. Now, let us do a guided practice together. Take a slow breath. Say quietly, right now, I am here. Right now, I can breathe. Right now, I can choose one wholesome action. This sentence is simple, but it turns the mind. Now we will talk about the merit of gratitude. Gratitude is not denial. Gratitude does not mean you pretend everything is good. Gratitude means you recognize what is still supporting you. In turbulent times, gratitude protects the mind from despair. Because despair is an extreme that creates more suffering. So practice gratitude daily. Thank the food. Thank the body. Thank the people who help. Thank the small safety you still have. This is merit. Now, a story. A nurse worked through a difficult period. She saw suffering daily. She could have become numb, but each day she practiced gratitude. She thanked her colleagues. She thanked small recoveries. She thanked the chance to help. Her mind stayed human. Her heart stayed soft. She did not collapse. This is gratitude as armor. Now we will speak about the merit of right livelihood. In the Buddha's path, how you earn money matters because livelihood is daily karma. If you earn money by harming others, you plant fear. If you earn money dishonestly, you plant instability. If you earn money with integrity, you plant trust. In chaotic times, right livelihood becomes even more important because dishonest industries collapse quickly. They are built on greed, and greed creates suffering. So if you are choosing work, choose the path that keeps your conscience clean. A clean conscience is protection. Now, let us bring this into the home. The home is the first place where merit is built or wasted. Harsh words at home waste merit quickly. Patience at home builds merit quickly. Because family karma is intense, words land deep. So preserve merit at home through right speech, forgiveness, and gentle boundaries. Now, a story. A father was stressed by the world and brought his anger home. He shouted often. He thought it was normal. One day, his child said quietly, "Dad, The world is loud. Can home be quiet? That sentence became the father's turning point. He realized he was wasting merit where it mattered most. He practiced one breath before speaking. He apologized when he failed. He began to create peace at home. The world remained unstable, but the home became a refuge. This is merit as protection. Now, we must speak about a dangerous misunderstanding. Some people hear about merit and think it is a way to control fate. They think if they do enough rituals, nothing bad will happen. They become superstitious. But the Buddha did not teach ritual control. He taught ethical living and mental cultivation. So keep your practice clean. Do good, not to buy safety, but because goodness is the path. Meditate, not to avoid life, but to understand life. Keep precepts, not to impress anyone, but to protect your mind. This is true merit. Now, we will add a gentle mid-talk invitation. If you find yourself returning to calm as you listen, you are welcome to subscribe to Buddha Peaceful Mind. It helps keep these long, quiet teachings available for anyone seeking protection in the form of wisdom. Now we will move into a long, practical section. How to keep merit during one ordinary day in a world that feels chaotic. Morning. Before you touch your phone, breathe 3 times. Set intention. Today, may I not harm. Today, may I speak kindly. Today, may I plant merit. During the day, speak less when emotional. Verify before sharing. Help one person if you can. Restrain one harmful impulse. Choose honesty. Evening. Review your speech. Review your actions. Repair if needed. Apologize if needed. Forgive if possible. Sleep. Let the mind rest in gratitude. May I be peaceful. May others be peaceful. This simple rhythm builds merit daily. Now we will speak about repair, because no one is perfect. You will waste merit sometimes. You will speak harshly. You will act selfishly. You will fail. The Buddha did not demand perfection. He taught return. Return is sacred. When you fail, return. Apologize. Correct. Practice again. This prevents one mistake from becoming a habit, and habits are destiny. Now a story. A woman lost her temper and spoke cruelly to her mother. She felt regret. Instead of hiding, she returned. She apologized sincerely. She said, "I spoke from stress, not from love." Her mother forgave her. That apology was merit. It repaired karma. So remember, repair is merit. Now, because this is a long talk, let us speak about one more deep teaching. Equanimity. Equanimity is balance. It is the mind that stays steady in pleasure and pain. Equanimity is not indifference. It is stability. In chaotic times, equanimity is priceless. The Buddha taught equanimity as one of the 4 immeasurables. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity. So practice equanimity. A simple phrase helps. This too will change. I will do my best, and I will not cling. Now, let us close with a final contemplation and blessing. Imagine merit as a small lamp. Your job is to protect the lamp, not with fear, with love. Add oil daily, a kind act, a truthful sentence, a moment of restraint. a breath of mindfulness, a choice of compassion. Then, when the wind comes, the lamp will not go out easily. Dear friends, may this be your protection. Merit is not a charm. Merit is a way of living, and a way of living becomes a destiny. If this Dharma talk has touched your heart, you are welcome to like the video and subscribe to Buddha Peaceful Mind. It is a gentle way to support the sharing of calm, simple wisdom in a noisy world. May you be safe. May your mind be clear. May your heart be kind. May your merit grow quietly. May your wisdom grow steadily. May you pass through troubled times with an inner lamp that does not go out. Thank you for listening. Now, dear friends, we will continue. Because a teaching like this is not only something you understand once, it is something you return to again and again, especially when fear rises. In times of turmoil, many people search for an external shield. They want a guarantee. They want a sign. They want a promise that nothing will touch them. But the Buddha pointed us inward. He showed that the most reliable refuge is a mind trained in virtue and wisdom. This is why the Buddha taught the three refuges. Refuge in the Buddha, the awakened quality. Refuge in the Dharma, the truth and the path. Refuge in the Sangha, the community of practice. Even if you are alone, you can take refuge. Because the refuge is not only outside, it is inside as practice. Refuge in mindfulness, refuge in compassion, refuge in ethical conduct. Now, we will explore a deeper layer of merit. The merit that appears when you stop doing harm. Many people think merit is only something you do, but a large part of merit is what you stop doing. You stop lying, you stop harming, you stop gossip, you stop humiliation, you stop intoxication. This stopping is not empty, it is powerful. Stopping is like closing a leak in a boat. You do not need to add more water. You need to stop losing it. So ask yourself, where is your leak? Is it anger? Is it harsh speech? Is it addiction? Is it comparison? Is it dishonesty? Is it greed? Do not judge yourself. Just observe. Then choose one leak to close. This is a turning point. Now, let us speak about comparison. Because comparison is a common leak in modern life. When the world is unstable, people compare even more. Who has more money? Who has more safety? Who has a better plan? Who is ahead? Comparison creates scarcity. Scarcity creates fear. Fear creates greed. Greed creates suffering. The Buddha taught contentment as the antidote. Contentment is not saying you will never grow. Contentment is saying you will not hate your present life while you grow. When you stop comparing, you stop bleeding merit. Now, a story. A young man was constantly comparing himself to his friends. He felt behind. He felt ashamed. He felt anxious. During a difficult time, this anxiety became unbearable. He began practicing gratitude and contentment. Each day, he wrote 3 simple blessings: food, breath, one friend, one lesson. Within weeks, his mind softened, his fear decreased. He became more skillful in work, and his life improved. He realized something. Comparison was not motivating him. it was poisoning him. This is a deep lesson. Not all ambition is wisdom. Some ambition is fear. So in turmoil, check your ambition. Is it clean or fearful? If it is fearful, return to contentment. Now let us speak about the merit of calmness. Calmness is not laziness. Calmness is stability. A calm person thinks better. A calm person speaks better. A calm person chooses better. So calmness is protection. How do you cultivate calmness? Through breath, through less media noise, through sleep, through simple living, through meditation. These are merit practices. Now we will tell a story about calmness in crisis. During a flood, people panicked. They shouted. They ran. They made mistakes. One woman stayed calm. She breathed. She spoke clearly. She guided children to safety. She helped elders. Later, people said she was lucky, but her protection was not luck. It was training. She had practiced breathing daily. She had practiced patience, so when crisis came, she could lead instead of panic. This is merit as preparedness. Now we will explore the Buddha's teaching on fear more deeply. The Buddha taught that fear is connected to attachment. When you cling, you fear losing. When you cling to money, you fear poverty. When you cling to health, you fear sickness. When you cling to praise, you fear blame. When you cling to control, you fear uncertainty. So one way to reduce fear is to reduce clinging. This does not mean you become careless. It means you become flexible. Flexibility is protection. A rigid mind breaks. A flexible mind bends. So practice flexibility. When plans change, breathe. When people disappoint you, breathe. When the future is unknown, breathe. This is the middle way. Now let us speak about the merit of restraint in speech again, because speech creates community or destroys it. In chaotic times, people become emotional. Their words become weapons. If you want to keep merit, train your tongue. One breath before speaking. One question before sending a message. Is it true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? Is it timely? If you practice this, you become a refuge for others. And being a refuge is protection. Because when you are a refuge, people support you. Not as a transaction, but as natural gratitude. Now here is a story about speech. Two friends faced the same stressful period. One spread panic. He shared rumors. He mocked others. He blamed. People avoided him. He became isolated. The other friend spoke calmly. He verified information. He encouraged. He helped. He apologized when wrong. People trusted him. People supported him. He was not alone. Same chaos, different speech, different karma. Now let us speak about the merit of not harming living beings, because this precept is often underestimated. When you reduce harm, your heart becomes softer. A soft heart is not weak. A soft heart is human. Harm hardens the heart. A hardened heart becomes cruel. Cruelty creates suffering. So in turbulence, protect softness. Reduce violence in speech. Reduce violence in consumption. Reduce violence in entertainment. Reduce violence in your mind. Even small reductions create merit. Now let us talk about the merit of caring for parents, because this is a traditional and powerful source of merit in many Buddhist cultures. Caring for parents is not always easy. Parents may be difficult. Parents may have wounds. Parents may misunderstand you. But if you can care with wisdom and boundaries, It creates deep merit because it trains patience, gratitude, and compassion. Now a story. A son felt resentful toward his father. His father was strict. He rarely praised. The son carried pain. Later, the father became ill. The son hesitated, then returned. He did not erase the past, but he chose to care. He brought food. He helped with medicine. He spoke gently. Over time, the son felt lighter, not because the father became perfect, but because the son's heart became free from hatred. This is a profound merit, the merit of a softened heart. Now we will speak about the merit of honesty. In chaotic times, dishonesty becomes tempting. People hide, people manipulate, people deceive for advantage. But dishonesty creates instability, because lies require maintenance, and maintenance requires fear. A truthful mind sleeps better. A truthful mind is freer. Truth is protection. Now, a story. A worker made a mistake that could have been hidden. He feared punishment. He chose honesty. He reported the mistake. He offered a solution. His manager respected him. Trust grew. If he had lied, the truth would have surfaced later, and the damage would be greater. Honesty protected him. This is karma. Now we will speak about merit and wisdom as partners again, because without wisdom, merit can be wasted through wrong view. Wrong view includes superstition and fatalism. Fatalism says, everything is fixed, so do nothing. Superstition says, do rituals and you will be safe, even while harming others. The Buddha rejected both. He taught right view. He taught right effort. Right view says, causes matter. Right effort says, act wisely. So the real protection is not prediction, it is practice. Now let us add a deeper teaching, the teaching of the Eightfold Path as protection. Right view protects you from delusion. Right intention protects you from cruelty. Right speech protects your relationships. Right action protects your conscience. Right livelihood protects your integrity. Right effort protects you from laziness and despair. Right mindfulness protects you from panic. Right concentration protects you from scattering. The Eightfold Path is the ultimate armor. Now, this may sound large, but you can practice it in small ways. One truthful sentence, one kind action, one mindful breath. Now, because this is a long Dharma talk, we will do a longer guided meditation on inner protection. Listen gently. Feel your breath. Not forcing, just feeling. Now imagine the world outside is windy. You hear the noise. You hear the chaos. Inside, you create a small room, a room of awareness. In this room, you can breathe. In this room, you can choose. In this room, you can be kind. Say quietly, I cannot control the whole world, but I can control my intention. I can control my speech. I can control my actions. Now bring to mind one person you can help, even in a small way. A message of kindness, a meal, a call, a listening ear. Now imagine doing that. Feel the warmth in the heart. This warmth is merit. Now, bring to mind one harmful habit you can reduce. A harsh tone, a rumor, a late-night spiral of fear. a substance, a careless scroll. Imagine reducing it. Feel relief. This relief is merit. Now, breathe again. This breath is merit. This meditation is simple, but it is protective. Now, we will continue with more stories, because stories carry Dharma into the heart. Story of the monk and the snake. A monk lived near a path where travelers were often bitten by a snake. People killed the snake out of fear. The monk did not kill it. He learned to warn travelers calmly and help them pass safely. He also learned to observe the snake's patterns and avoid harm. His compassion did not make him naive. His wisdom did not make him cruel. This is the middle way. The lesson is this: preserving merit does not mean you ignore danger. It means you respond without hatred and without harming unnecessarily. Now, story of the boat in the storm. Two people crossed a river. A storm rose. One panicked and jumped. He drowned. The other stayed in the boat and paddled steadily. He survived. The storm was the same. The difference was mind. Merit and mindfulness keep you in the boat. Now, in your life, storms will come. Do not jump from your boat. Return to your breath. Return to precepts. Return to kindness. Now, let us speak about the merit of choosing what you consume, because this is a modern battlefield. In chaos, people consume fear all day. News, rumors, angry posts. This poisons the mind. The Buddha taught sense restraint, not because the senses are evil, but because uncontrolled senses create suffering. So choose your inputs. Limit news. Verify information. Avoid doom scrolling. Avoid hate content. Replace some consumption with practice. Breath, walking, silence, Dharma. This is merit. Now, a story. A woman was constantly anxious because she watched fear contend every night. She could not sleep. Her body became sick. She decided to change. No phone 1 hour before sleep. Breathing practice. Reading 1 page of Dharma. Within 2 weeks, her sleep improved. Her mind calmed. Her life improved. This is cause and effect. Now we will address another common leak: complaining without responsibility. Complaining can be a way to seek support. That is human. But chronic complaining without action trains helplessness. Helplessness feeds despair. Despair is an extreme. So practice wise speech. Instead of repeating complaints, ask, "What is my next wholesome step?" Then do it. This is merit, because it turns helplessness into responsibility. Now, let us speak about one more deep protection: the protection of refuge in goodness. In chaotic times, people fear that goodness is useless. They say, "The world is cruel, so I must be cruel." This is a tragedy. The Buddha taught that hatred never ends hatred. Only non-hatred ends hatred. This does not mean the world becomes perfect. It means your heart becomes free, and a free heart is the greatest protection. So do not abandon goodness. Do not abandon gentleness. Do not abandon virtue. In chaos, virtue is the lamp. Now, as we approach the end of this extended talk, let us gather the teachings into a simple summary that you can carry. Merit is not superstition. Merit is cause and effect. Merit is built through generosity, ethical discipline, and mental cultivation. Merit is preserved through restraint, right speech, calmness, and simplicity. Merit protects not by stopping all storms, but by training the mind to meet storms with wisdom. And merit grows when you stop leaking it through anger, cruelty, deception, pride, and carelessness. Now, dear friends, if you are living through troubled times, do not ask only, "How do I escape?" Ask, "How do I become steady?" If you become steady, you will see clearer. If you see clearer, you will act wiser. If you act wiser, you will create better conditions. This is the turning point. If you are safe right now, use safety to plant more merit. If you are suffering right now, use suffering to deepen practice. Either way, the path is the same. Be kind, be honest, be restrained, be mindful, be generous, be humble. This is the invisible armor. If you would like to continue walking this path with long, gentle reflections, you are welcome to subscribe to Buddha Peaceful Mind. Your quiet support helps more hearts find this calm shelter. May you be safe. May your mind be steady. May your heart be warm. May your merit be strong. May your wisdom be bright. Thank you for staying with this Dharma journey. Now we will go further, because in real life, turmoil does not only come from the outside, it also comes from inside the mind. A person can be safe physically and still live in inner chaos. A person can be surrounded by family and still feel alone. A person can have resources and still feel helpless. So preserving merit is also preserving inner order. In Buddhism, inner order begins with mindfulness. Mindfulness is remembering the breath, remembering the precepts, remembering what matters, remembering that every choice is a seed. When you lose mindfulness, you leak merit quickly, because you act from impulse. Impulse is often greed, anger, or confusion. So, in times of turmoil, do not wait for the world to become calm. Make one small calm inside. You can do this right now. Feel your breath. Feel your body. Notice your shoulders. Soften the jaw. This is not small. This is the beginning of protection. Because a mind that can return is a mind that can survive. Now, let us address a very human fear. Many people think, if I keep being kind, the world will take advantage of me. The Buddha did not teach foolish kindness. He taught wise kindness. Why kindness includes boundaries. Wise kindness includes discernment. Wise kindness includes choosing where to give and how to give. You can be kind and still say no. You can be compassionate and still leave a harmful situation. You can forgive and still protect yourself. This is the middle way. So when we talk about preserving merit, we do not mean becoming a victim. We mean becoming a person whose heart stays clean, even while their actions are intelligent. Now, a story. A woman was always generous, but she never had boundaries. People used her. She became exhausted and bitter. Her kindness turned into resentment. A teacher told her, "You are giving from fear of rejection, not from freedom." The woman realized her goodness was mixed with attachment. Attachment to being seen as good. Attachment to being needed. She began practicing the middle way. She still gave, but she also rested. She still helped, but she also said no. She still cared, But she did not sacrifice her health. Her generosity became pure. Her resentment faded. This is merit with wisdom. Now let us talk about the merit of wise preparation. Some people misunderstand spirituality and think preparation is lack of faith. They say, if I have merit, I do not need to prepare. This is not Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught right effort. Right effort includes practical action. If you live in a place with storms, prepare. If you live in a place with illness, practice hygiene and health. If you live in uncertain times, save resources wisely. If you care for family, plan calmly. Preparation is not fear. Preparation is wisdom, and wisdom is merit. Now, a story. Two households heard news of a coming storm. One laughed and said, "I do not need to prepare. Everything will be fine." They did nothing. The other household prepared calmly. They stored water. They checked elderly neighbors. They secured the home. They charged phones. They planned. When the storm came, the second household suffered less. Not because they were special, because they acted wisely. This is Dharma. Now let us connect this to the Buddha's teaching. The Buddha said, "Be heedful." Heedfulness means you do not live carelessly. Heedfulness is one of the greatest protections. In the Buddhist texts, heedfulness is praised again and again, because heedlessness creates disaster. So preserving merit is practicing heedfulness. Now, let us explore the idea of merit as an atmosphere around you. When you live ethically and kindly, people feel safe with you. They relax. They trust. A safe person attracts cooperation. Cooperation creates support. Support becomes protection. When you live with harm and arrogance, people feel unsafe. They hide. They compete. They attack. An unsafe person attracts conflict. Conflict creates danger. So merit is not only invisible, it becomes visible in the atmosphere of your life. Now, in difficult times, people often ask, what is the fastest way to build merit? The Buddha's answer would be simple. Stop harming. Start giving. Train the mind. But let us make it practical. If you have only 10 minutes today, you can still plant merit. You can send a message of kindness to someone who is lonely. You can apologize for one harsh sentence. You can feed a hungry animal. You can donate a small amount, even a coin, with sincere heart. You can clean your space with mindfulness. You can sit and breathe for 5 minutes. You can refrain from sharing a rumor. You can refrain from speaking harshly. You can drink water, rest, and protect your health. These are small, but small seeds grow. Now, let us speak about the most powerful merit practice in turmoil. The practice of not adding suffering. When the world is unstable, suffering is already present. So your highest compassion is to not add more. Do not add fear through rumors. Do not add hatred through harsh speech. Do not add division through gossip. Do not add harm through carelessness. This is merit. This is protection. Because when you stop adding suffering, the mind becomes lighter. Now, let us talk about a painful truth. Many people waste merit through one habit. They constantly look for someone to blame. Blame feels like power, but it creates helplessness. When you blame, you give away your power to act wisely. You become stuck in anger. The Buddha taught that suffering has causes. But the most important causes to change are inside your control. So instead of blame, practice responsibility. Responsibility is not self-hate. Responsibility is power. Ask, what is my next wholesome step? Then take it. Now, a story. A man lost his savings in a scam. He was furious. He blamed the scammer. He blamed society. He blamed himself. He spiraled. A friend said, anger will not return your money, but wisdom can protect your next step. The man took a breath. He reported the scam. He learned. He rebuilt slowly. He practiced generosity again, but with discernment. He practiced not becoming bitter. His life did not become perfect, but his mind became wiser, and that wisdom was his protection. Now, let us speak about the merit of not turning bitter. Bitterness is a poison. It turns the heart hard. A hard heart creates more suffering. In Buddhism, bitterness is often the result of unprocessed pain. So when you feel bitterness, do not judge yourself. Treat it as a sign that a wound needs care. Then practice. Breathe. Talk to wise friends. Meditate. Do small acts of goodness. Let the heart soften. Softness is not weakness. Softness is health. Now, a story. A woman experienced betrayal. She became bitter. She said, I will never trust again. Her bitterness protected her from pain, but it also blocked love. She became lonely. Over time, she learned a middle way. Trust slowly. Set boundaries. Stay honest. Stay kind. Do not close the heart completely. Her bitterness softened. She became free. This is merit in emotional life. Now, we will explore merit through the Buddhist teaching of the four immeasurables again, because these are powerful protections in unstable times. Loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, equanimity. Loving kindness protects you from hatred. Compassion protects you from cruelty. Sympathetic joy protects you from envy. Equanimity protects you from collapse. So if you want an inner armor, cultivate these. Now we will do a longer loving kindness practice. As you listen, allow your mind to repeat quietly. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be free from fear. May my heart be steady. Now extend to someone you love. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May your heart be steady. Now extend to someone neutral. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be free from fear. May your heart be steady. Now, if you can, extend to someone difficult. May you be free from the ignorance that creates harm. May you be free from hatred. May you be peaceful. This practice does not make you naive. It cleans your heart, and a clean heart is protection. Now, compassion. Compassion is not pity. Compassion is courage. It is the courage to see suffering and not turn away, and also the courage to act wisely. In turmoil, compassion prevents you from becoming selfish. It keeps you human. So practice one compassionate act daily, even small. Now, sympathetic joy. In difficult times, envy is common. People compare. They resent others who seem safe. Sympathetic joy says, their safety is not my loss. I can rejoice. This protects your heart from jealousy. Jealousy is poison. Now, equanimity. Equanimity is the balanced mind. It is the mind that can hold change. The Buddha taught that everything changes. So equanimity is aligning with reality. Practice this phrase. This too will change. I will do my best, and I will not cling. Now, let us speak about another deep form of merit. The merit of serving the sick. In Buddhist cultures, caring for the sick is considered great merit. Because it requires compassion, patience, and humility. Not everyone can be a doctor or nurse, but anyone can care in small ways. Check on someone, bring food, offer a ride, send medicine, listen. These acts create powerful merit. Now a story. During a difficult health crisis, a young man volunteered to deliver food to elderly people. He was afraid, but he did it with precautions and care. His volunteering did not make him invincible, but it made his heart strong. Later he said, "I realized fear shrinks when love expands." This is the transformation merit brings. Now, let us speak about the merit of truth. In unstable times, truth becomes precious. Because rumors spread quickly. Truth is protection. Not only truth in facts, but truth in the heart. Honesty with yourself. Honesty about your limits. Honesty about what you can control. When you are honest, you stop wasting energy on pretending. You become clearer. Clarity is protection. Now we will speak about the merit of asking for help. Some people think asking for help is weakness, but in Buddhism, humility is strength. If you are drowning, asking for help is wisdom. If you are struggling, asking for support is maturity. Isolation is dangerous in turmoil. Community is protection. So do not let pride block your refuge. Now, a story. A man lost work and fell into depression. He hid. He pretended to be fine. He did not ask for help. His suffering became extreme. Finally, he reached out to a friend. The friend listened. The friend helped him find resources. The friend encouraged therapy and practice. The man's life began to turn. Not because of luck, because of connection. Connection is a condition. Merit creates connection. Now, let us talk about the merit of giving without needing praise. In chaotic times, people sometimes give for image. They post it, they announce it, they seek applause. This is not wrong, but it is mixed with ego. The Buddha praised giving that is quiet, because quiet giving purifies the heart. It removes greed for recognition. So if you want deeper merit, practice quiet giving. Give, then let go. Now let us speak about the merit of protecting animals and nature. In turbulent times, humans often exploit more. They harm more. But compassion extends to all beings. In Buddhism, kindness to animals is wholesome. It softens the heart. So reduce harm where you can. Now let us speak about the merit of silence. In chaotic times, people talk too much. They spread fear. They argue. They fight. Sometimes, silence is the best protection. Silence is not avoidance. Silence is restraint. If speaking will add suffering, choose silence. If commenting will feed hate, choose silence. Then speak when your mind is clean. This is merit. Now, at this point, we should return to the central metaphor. Merit is a lamp, but a lamp needs oil. and it needs protection from wind. Oil is your daily goodness. Protection is your daily restraint. Wind is the world's chaos. So the practice is simple. Add oil. Shield the flame. Now, we will add more practical instruction, but we will keep it in gentle language. When you wake up, do not immediately feed fear. Do not immediately feed your mind with chaos. First, breathe. First, set intention. Then you can engage with the world from stability. When you read news, read it with mindfulness. Do not drink fear like water. Take only what is needed. Then return to breath. When you interact with people, speak gently. Choose words that reduce suffering. Avoid spreading panic. When you feel anger, pause. Anger is a leak. Do not pour your merit into the fire. When you feel greed, pause. Greed is a leak. Return to contentment. When you feel despair, pause. Despair is an extreme. Return to gratitude. Return to one small, good action. This is the daily dharma of protection. Now, let us speak about despair, because despair is common in turmoil. Despair says, nothing matters. Despair says, the world is doomed. Despair says, I cannot change anything. Despair is a lie, because you can always plant one seed. You can always choose one kind action. You can always breathe. The Buddha never taught despair. He taught the end of suffering. He taught the path. So when despair arises, treat it as a storm cloud. It passes. Now, a story. A woman felt hopeless during a long period of uncertainty. She said, I cannot see the future, so why try? A teacher said, you cannot see the future, but you can see your next step. The woman began planting small steps. She helped one person. She practiced 10 minutes of breath daily. She stopped doom scrolling. She slept earlier. Her life slowly turned. Not because the world became perfect, because her mind became stronger. This is merit as resilience. Now, let us speak about resilience. Resilience is not being unhurt. Resilience is recovering. Merit builds resilience because it builds supportive habits. A person who keeps precepts has fewer self-made crises. A person who practices generosity has more support. A person who meditates has more calm. A person who practices right speech has safer relationships. These are resilience factors. So preserving merit is building resilience. Now we will close this extension by returning again to the most important correction. Do not turn merit into superstition. Do not treat merit as a guarantee. Treat merit as training. Treat merit as a way of living. If you live with merit and wisdom, you will still face change, but you will face it with a steadier heart. And that steady heart is the true armor. Let us return to blessing. May your actions be wholesome. May your speech be gentle. May your mind be clear. May your heart be warm. May your merit and wisdom protect you in troubled times. Thank you for listening. Now, dear friends, we will continue with a deeper Dharma foundation that strengthens this whole teaching. The Buddha often taught a simple set of reflections called the 5 remembrances. These are not meant to frighten you. They are meant to mature you. I am of the nature to grow old. I have not gone beyond aging. I am of the nature to get sick. I have not gone beyond sickness. I am of the nature to die. I have not gone beyond death. All that is dear to me will change and be separated from me. My actions are my true belongings. I inherit my actions. When you reflect on these truths, something happens. Your mind stops arguing with reality. Your heart stops demanding permanence. Your fear becomes more manageable. Because fear is often the fear of change. And these reflections remind you, change is the law. So the protection is not denial. The protection is acceptance and practice. Now notice the last remembrance. My actions are my true belongings. This is the Buddha's definition of real wealth. You cannot carry money beyond death. You cannot carry your status. You cannot carry control. But you carry your actions. You carry your habits. You carry the quality of your mind. So when we talk about keeping merit in turbulent times, we are aligning with the deepest truth. Your actions are the only stable refuge. Now, let us explore 3 kinds of merit more clearly, because Buddhist tradition often speaks about them in this way. Merit through giving, merit through virtue, merit through mental development. Giving creates warmth and connection. Virtue creates safety and trust. Mental development creates clarity and freedom. In times of turmoil, all 3 are essential. Giving alone without virtue can still create trouble, because the mind may still be careless. Virtue alone without mental development can become rigid, because the heart may become tight. Mental development alone without giving can become dry, because the heart may become self-centered. So the Buddha's path is complete. Now, let us look at a story the Buddha used to teach about virtue as protection. There was a time when monks were quarreling. They argued over small issues. Their speech became sharp. Their hearts became divided. The Buddha approached and asked them to stop. He reminded them that harmony is a treasure. He taught that a divided community is weak. A harmonious community is strong. This is a powerful lesson for our modern world. When society becomes divided, fear increases. When families become divided, support decreases. When friends become divided, loneliness increases. So preserving merit includes preserving harmony. This does not mean you avoid truth. It means you speak truth with gentleness. It means you do not gossip. It means you do not create sides. It means you do not enjoy conflict. Harmony is merit. Harmony is protection. Now, let us speak about the merit of right speech again, but more deeply. Right speech is not only about avoiding lies. It is about purifying the mind. In turbulence, people speak quickly. They react. They release fear onto others. So practice slow speech. Practice listening first. Practice one breath before replying. Practice short sentences when emotion is high. Sometimes the most meritorious speech is this: "Let us talk when we are calm." This sentence can save a relationship. Now, let us speak about rebuilding merit after you have wasted it. Because many people carry guilt. Guilt can be useful when it leads to correction. But guilt becomes poison when it becomes self-hatred. The Buddha did not teach self-hatred. He taught remorse and return. If you made a mistake, do 3 things. Admit it honestly. Feel remorse without self-destruction. Commit to a wiser action. Then repair if possible. Apologize. Make amends. Speak truth. Do a good deed. This rebuilds merit. This cleans the mind. Now a story. A man spread a rumor during a crisis. He did it for attention. Later, he realized it caused panic and harm. He felt shame. He wanted to hide. A teacher told him, "Hiding will not purify, returning will." So he corrected publicly. He apologized. He shared accurate information. He offered help. His guilt softened. His dignity returned. This is Dharma. Mistakes are not the end. Return is the path. Now let us speak about the delicate relationship between merit and suffering again, because this is where many people get confused. The Buddha never taught that good people never suffer. He taught that suffering can be understood and reduced. A person can have much merit and still face pain, because old conditions may ripen. But with merit and wisdom, they do not add the second arrow. They do not turn pain into hatred. They do not turn loss into cruelty. They do not turn fear into panic. So their suffering is lighter. This is the realistic promise of Dharma. Now let us speak about the merit of generosity in a very specific way, because many people hesitate. They worry, if I give, I will have less. The Buddha taught that giving is not losing. Giving is expanding. When you give wisely, you build trust. Trust becomes support. Support becomes protection. This does not mean you give recklessly. It means you give within your means, with a clean heart. Even small giving matters. A cup of water, a seat offered, a meal shared, a sincere compliment, a message that says, "I am here." These are merits that cost little but heal a lot. Now a story. A person had almost no money, but always shared small food with stray animals. People laughed. Later, in a difficult time, neighbors remembered their kindness. They helped them. This is how karma works socially. Kindness is remembered. Goodness returns. Now, let us speak about the merit of choosing calm over drama. Some minds are addicted to drama. They always want excitement, conflict, and strong emotion. They confuse intensity with aliveness. But drama wastes merit. It wastes energy. It creates conflict. It makes life unstable. So in turmoil, choose calm. Calm is not boring. Calm is freedom. Now let us speak about the merit of simplifying desires. In Buddhism, desire that is wholesome motivates practice. But craving, the thirsty demand that life must satisfy you, creates suffering. In turmoil, craving becomes desperate. People chase quick comfort. They chase addictions. They chase distractions. So simplify desires. Ask, what do I truly need? Food, shelter, connection, meaning, rest. Many other cravings are extra. They are noise. When you reduce noise, your mind becomes clearer. Clear mind is protection. Now let us speak about the merit of inner silence. Even 5 minutes of silence daily can change the mind. Sit. Breathe. Notice thoughts. Let them pass. This practice trains the mind to not be dragged by fear. So when chaos comes, you have a refuge. Now, let us offer one more guided practice, a practice of equanimity and refuge. Feel the breath. Say quietly, life changes. I cannot hold it, but I can meet it. Say, may I meet change with wisdom. May I meet pain with compassion. May I meet uncertainty with calm. Now, feel the heart. Say, may my actions be wholesome. May my speech be gentle. May my mind be clear. This is a simple refuge. Now, dear friends, as we move toward the end of this long Dharma talk, let us gather the teaching into one image. Imagine the world as a battlefield of invisible arrows, arrows of fear, arrows of greed, arrows of anger, arrows of confusion. You cannot stop all arrows, but you can wear an inner armor. That armor is virtue. That armor is generosity. That armor is mindfulness. That armor is wisdom. And you can stop shooting arrows yourself, because the greatest harm is often the harm we add. So keep merit, not with superstition, with practice, not with fear, with love. And your life will become steadier, even when the world is shaking. May you be safe. May you be protected by your own wholesome causes. May you be a refuge for others too. Thank you for listening. Now, dear friends, we will add one more long layer that many people need, especially in unstable times. The layer of how to hold money, relationships, and success without losing merit. When the world is unstable, some people become obsessed with money. They think money is the only safety. Money is useful. Money can buy medicine. Money can buy food. Money can buy shelter. But money cannot buy a peaceful mind. In Buddhism, money is a condition, not a refuge. A condition can support you, but it cannot be relied on completely, because conditions change. So the wise person uses money with merit. How? Earn honestly, spend moderately, share generously. Do not become arrogant, do not become greedy. This is the middle way with wealth. Now, a story. A man became wealthy and began to look down on others. He became careless with speech. He became harsh. He thought his money protected him. Then a crisis came. His money could not buy trust. His money could not buy genuine friendship. His money could not buy inner peace. He felt empty. Later, he learned to use wealth differently. He paid fair wages. He helped quietly. He apologized for arrogance. His life became safer. Because the protection was not the money. The protection was the merit he built around the money. Now, relationships. In unstable times, relationships can become your greatest refuge or your greatest suffering. A family that speaks kindly becomes a shelter. A family that speaks harshly becomes another storm. So preserve merit in relationships. Practice listening. Practice apology. Practice gratitude. Practice patience. And remember, in Buddhism, love is not control. Love is care. Control creates conflict. Care creates connection. So in turmoil, reduce control. Increase care. Now a story. A mother was afraid for her child's future. Her fear became pressure. Her pressure became conflict. One day, she heard a teaching. Fear is love that forgot how to breathe. She began practicing breathing before speaking. She began asking questions instead of forcing advice. She began trusting her child more. The relationship softened. The child became more responsible. The mother became calmer. This is merit protecting the family. Now, success and praise. In times of turmoil, if you receive praise or success, do not become intoxicated, because intoxication wastes merit. Praise is wind, blame is wind, gain is wind, loss is wind. The Buddha called these the worldly winds. They blow for everyone. You cannot stop them, but you can stop being blown away. So when you receive praise, say quietly, "This is pleasant, and it will pass." When you receive blame, say quietly, "This is unpleasant, and it will pass." This practice protects your mind from extremes. It protects you from arrogance. It protects you from despair. Now, a story. A young leader became famous quickly. He received constant praise. He began believing he was special. He stopped listening. He became careless. Then criticism came. He collapsed. His identity was built on praise. A wise elder said, "Let praise be information, not identity. Let blame be information, not identity." The young leader learned humility. He rebuilt his stability. He became stronger. This is wisdom protecting merit. Now we will speak about a kind of merit that is rarely mentioned, the merit of courage. Courage in Buddhism is not aggression. Courage is the willingness to do what is right, even when fear is present. Courage is telling the truth. Courage is apologizing. Courage is setting boundaries. Courage is refusing to join gossip. Courage is helping someone in need. Courage is practicing daily when you feel lazy. This courage builds powerful merit. Now, a story. A worker saw corruption at work. Everyone stayed silent out of fear. The worker chose to speak truth carefully through the right channels. He did not act from hatred. He acted from integrity. It was difficult, but later, others respected him. The workplace improved. His conscience stayed clean. This is the merit of courage. Now, dear friends, we will offer a long, practical routine you can follow in troubled times. Not as strict rules, as a gentle framework. Begin the day with breath. 3 slow breaths. Then set intention. May I not harm. May I be kind. May I be honest. May I be mindful. During the day, practice 3 pauses. Before speaking, before spending, before reacting. Before speaking, ask the 4 gates. Before spending, ask, "Is this necessary?" Before reacting, ask, "Will this reduce suffering?" In the evening, do a simple review. Where did I plant merit? Where did I leak merit? What will I correct tomorrow? Then end with gratitude. Thank the day for what it taught. Thank the body for carrying you. Thank the breath for staying. This routine is small, but it builds a life. Now we will add one final story that holds the entire teaching in one image. A traveler walked through a dangerous forest. He carried gold, but he also carried a lamp. Bandits in the forest did not fear his gold. They could steal it. But the traveler used his lamp to see the path. He avoided traps. He noticed danger early. He found safe ground. The lamp was his true protection. In the same way, in turbulent times, merit and wisdom are your lamp. Money can help. Connections can help. But without a clear mind, you can still fall into traps. So protect the lamp. Now, dear friends, let us end with a quiet blessing, not as superstition, but as a wish rooted in Dharma. May you plant wholesome causes. May you avoid harmful actions. May you speak with gentleness. May you live with integrity. May you practice mindfulness. May you give when you can. May you receive help with humility. May you forgive without becoming naive. May you set boundaries without hatred. May you walk through uncertainty with a steady heart. And may the merit you cultivate become a soft, invisible armor that keeps your mind clear and your life guided, even in troubled times. Thank you for listening. Now, dear friends, before we fully close, there is one more teaching that makes this whole Dharma talk cleaner and safer in the heart. When people hear about merit and protection, some become anxious. They begin to judge themselves harshly. They worry, do I have enough merit? They worry, what if I lose my merit? This fear can become another extreme. So the Buddha would remind us of gentleness. Do not practice goodness with panic. Practice goodness with love. Because fear-based practice becomes tight. Tight practice becomes pride. Pride becomes suffering. So keep your practice soft. If you missed a day of meditation, return gently. If you lost your temper, apologize and return. If you wasted time, reset and return. The Buddhist path is not perfection, it is return. Now, let us also avoid another danger. Do not use merit as a way to look down on others. If you are safe, do not think you are better. If someone suffers, do not think they deserve it. This is not Dharma. This is pride. The Buddha taught compassion. He taught that we do not know the full web of conditions in another person's life. So if you have stability, use it to help. If you have clarity, use it to guide gently. If you have resources, share wisely. This itself is merit. Now, to seal this teaching, let us remember a famous story of transformation. There was a man named Angulimala. He lived in violence. He harmed others. He was feared by all. One day, he met the Buddha. He tried to chase the Buddha, but he could not catch him. He shouted for the Buddha to stop. The Buddha said, "I have stopped. You have not stopped." He meant, "I have stopped greed, hatred, and delusion. You have not stopped." That sentence pierced Angulimala's mind. He turned. He became a monk. He practiced. He accepted the consequences of his past. He faced pain without hatred. He purified his heart. This story carries a powerful message. Even a mind lost in darkness can turn. So never say, "I cannot change." Never say, "My karma is too heavy." The mind can turn. One breath can be a turning point. One honest apology can be a turning point. One act of kindness can be a turning point. This is hope, but not empty hope. This is hope based on practice. Now, let us end with a longer guided blessing that you can listen to slowly, as if it is a meditation. May you be safe in body and mind. May you be protected from needless harm. May you have enough food, enough shelter, enough support. May you meet uncertainty with calm. May you meet fear with breath. May you meet anger with patience. May you meet loss with wisdom. May you meet success with humility. May you meet others with compassion. May you plant merit daily through small acts. May your speech be truthful and gentle. May your actions be ethical and kind. May your mind be clear and stable. May you become a refuge for your family. May your home become a quiet shelter. May your presence make others feel safe. And when the world shakes, may your heart not collapse. May your inner lamp stay lit. May your merit and wisdom guide your steps. Thank you for listening, dear friends. Now, one last teaching, because it is the key that turns suffering into the path during troubled times. The Buddha taught about the two arrows. The first arrow is the pain life brings: illness, loss, accident, uncertainty. The second arrow is the pain we add: blame, hatred, panic, endless thinking, self-hatred, hopelessness. We cannot always avoid the first arrow, but we can train to avoid the second. This is the most practical protection of all. And this is where merit and wisdom meet. Merit gives you the habit of kindness. Wisdom gives you the habit of clear seeing. Together, they remove the second arrow. So when a difficult event happens, practice this. First, recognize the first arrow. This is pain. This is hard. This is human. Then recognize the second arrow trying to appear. The mind wants to blame. The mind wants to panic. The mind wants to hate. The mind wants to collapse. Then breathe. Say quietly, I will not add the second arrow. Then take one wise step. One phone call. One request for help. One meal. One rest. One boundary. One prayer. One meditation. This is how you walk through turmoil with dignity. Now, a short story. A man received bad news. His mind immediately began creating a disaster movie. He imagined the worst. He lost sleep. A teacher asked him, "Is the disaster happening right now? Or is it happening in your mind?" The man realized that part of his suffering was self-made. He returned to breath. He focused on the next step. He stopped feeding the disaster movie. The situation was still serious, but his suffering decreased. This is removing the second arrow. Now, dear friends, remember this. Merit is not only what protects you when trouble comes. Merit is also what keeps you from becoming trouble for others. In unstable times, the world needs fewer harsh mouths, fewer selfish hands, fewer careless minds. The world needs more steady hearts. So the greatest merit you can offer the world is your stability. Stability does not mean no emotion. It means you return, again and again. Return to breath, return to kindness, return to honesty, return to restraint, return to gratitude. And slowly, the inner armor becomes thicker, not as pride, as peace. Now, we will end, truly, with one final sentence you can carry like a small talisman of wisdom, not superstition. Protect your conduct, and your conduct will protect you. May you be safe. May you be steady. May you be kind. Thank you for listening. Before you go, let us add one more practice you can use when your mind feels overwhelmed by the world. It is a walking practice. When you feel flooded by information, stand up. Put your phone down. Look at the floor in front of you. Then walk slowly. With each step, say silently, here, here, here. Feel the foot touching the ground. Feel the body supported. This is not escaping the world. This is returning to reality. The mind that is overwhelmed is often a mind that left the present. It lives in tomorrow. It lives in what might happen.